Gen Y, my immediate reaction to a groom speech was to Google the do's and don'ts of giving a groom speech.
Yes.
Once again, naturally, me being me, I've ignored most of them. First and foremost, an enormous thank you to everyone who has travelled here today. A great group of mates from Australia have selflessly travelled around Europe and ended up here.
It's tough, but so that's good.
Some of you have even come from across the pond, and I know that many of you have bravely ventured out of the parish this evening. But, of course, it is indeed someone absolutely paramount to how we've ended up here today. Who has travelled the furthest? Julie.
Yeah!
To my parents, Kaz and Dave, thank you for all your love and support of me. As Dave said, they have always allowed me to follow my dreams and my passions, and that is why we are here today. Pete and Jen, you've been nothing short of amazing to me. With you, I don't feel like I'm far from home. I've just got to be home. Well, let's cry once today. There's no tears out. Thank you to both of our parents for modelling what is an incredibly long and very happy marriage. So thank you. Beth, Kira and Julie, thank you very, very much for helping Amy to celebrate her last few weeks.
Three hands.
Absolute style. Now I understand again these do's and don'ts of what I can and can't or should and shouldn't say. But obviously the bridesmaids and the groomsmaid and even Matt a little bit look absolutely gorgeous. And as many of you have asked what I'm wearing under this tonight, Matt would also appreciate the exact same question.
Here we are.
Matt and Georgia, thank you so much for being involved in this day, putting up with my incredibly random, late night, potentially not sober phone calls. It has meant the absolute world that you guys could be such a big part of this day and just be a part of this with everyone else here. Tina. Right, there you go. Tina, an enormous thank you to you for absolutely doing the most finished part of today, which is a lovely cake over there. Mention over tables, but Andy, and just in front of me, right in front of me. Andy did our invitations. Those invitations have completely set the tone of today, have set the amount of fun and colour and beyond ridiculousness that will go on into the night. So thank you very much for getting that started. David, our photographer, has been capturing moments all throughout the day, probably a few more stops in pubs than he potentially thought before the wedding, but it is Amy and I after all. Thank you to everyone here at Cullen & Byrne. We apologise for the rowdiness of later, but Kira, you've been fantastic. Thank you very much. Kelly, I said to you, she looks gorgeous. She already looks amazing all the time. There was just that, little bit more you did today. And to Ruth as well for doing the girls' hair, so thank you. Again, to Mum and Grace, thank you very much for helping with the flowers. I think everybody will agree that they just look amazing and add so much brightness and colour supplying or allowing us to take jars off you and paint them. Thank you very much. A very infamous crafternoon in Kira's and their girls, maybe after 8 glasses of Prosecco, just one of course, painted 72 jars that you see around here this evening. So, I know Megan was incredibly nervous about singing, but to our two of our sisters, I've gone from having 3 brothers and a sister to having 4 sisters and 3 brothers in the space of a month. So yes, Megan and Beth, thank you very much for singing. You were both absolutely amazing. Thank you. Alison, Tina and Roisin, your readings again got me almost the waterworks are going, but I just held on. Again, I think those words that were said just really meant so much to Amy and I, because it's pretty much sums up our story. So thank you very much. Right, first husband job done. Amy.
Get a rope.
632 days ago, I told you you'd made a mistake. Approximately 38 seconds after that moment, something changed. Approximately 4 minutes and 19 seconds later, our faces parted and that smile changed our lives forever. That's a fact.
What does he mean?
We've already signed the paperwork. Approximately 4 days, 9 hours, 22 minutes, and 17 seconds, we said goodbye. That goodbye was not our last, but our first. That goodbye made us realise we needed to say hello again. What followed was 10,000 messages, thousands of calls, if only for a minute, hours spent on Skype, and finally a very fitting, incredibly wet and dark storm to wait at the airport. But why would we have it anyway? Any other way? We were together again. Now, key to this entire story is 2 very important girls. Without these 2 girls, who knows what we'd all be doing today? 2 girls whose short stature, eagerness to please, and willingness to be there precisely when needed, perhaps persuaded and perhaps elevated sense of confidence for somebody with incredibly curly hair. Kira, if you could please. Amy, can you please come up?
Kira.
Yeah.
So these 2 little ladies contributed to us getting together. And I believe it is only fitting that as our first shot as husband and wife should come from the very same glasses where it all began. Amy, my love, to think of everything we've already accomplished in such a short time fills me with so much excitement of what the future holds. What I do know is that no matter what roadblocks are in the way, we'll do it together. We'll help each other and we'll unwind each day with a nice glass of wine. Our time together, and especially today, has shown what two like-minded people can achieve if they put their minds together. Support each other and make one another smile every day, no matter how far apart. Amy, I love you. I'm so excited to be your husband, you be my wife, and sharing every single smile, laugh, tear, and beer with you.